Vladimir Putin has been the face of Russia for more than a decade. He is now the head of command of one of the largest nations on the planet, and also has a huge army ready to die at his will. How he came this far is an impressive accomplishment not to be underestimated. Putin originally studied law at the St. Petersburg State University, and eventually became a foreign intelligence officer for 16 years before taking a shot at politics. After Boris Yeltsin resigned in 1999, Putin won the 2000 presidential election and successfully took office. He became prime minister briefly from 2008 to 2012 after his first and second presidential term ended, before becoming president again after winning the 2012 presidential election. This means that he basically ran the entire country of Russia for over a decade. Today, Putin is one of the richest men on the planet, with a net worth of over 100 billion. Not only that, but he has the support of many Russian billionaire oligarchs under him in Moscow, who has to do what he says, and not a lot of people are brave enough to oppose him, because those who do usually end up in jail afterwards. Western media usually portrays Putin as an evil leader who is there to cause chaos in the world when people think of what he has done with Ukraine and Crimea. But for a lot of people in Russia, it's a different story. In fact, Putin has a shockingly high approval rating of 80% as to whether people approve of him as president, which means that for the Russian citizens, Putin is doing a great job, and there are Russian people even willing to die for him. In terms of military weaponry, Russia has one of the largest nuclear arsenals in the world next to the United States, and Putin has control over every single one of them. Granted, the US president also has full control of the nuclear arsenals as well, but there are a lot more steps that the US president has to go through to get such a decision executed, perhaps having to go through Congress first, as well as consider other societal implications. Putin, on the other hand, doesn't have to worry about any of these things, and there are not a lot of things stopping him from pressing the nuke button. In short, Putin is not afraid to display his power and flex his muscles on things, and this is evidently displayed in 2014 when he annexed Crimea and started a proxy war with Ukraine. He has forever changed the course of history by doing that. Of course, Putin is also not foolish enough to challenge Europe and the West head-on. Instead, he knows how to use his powers discreetly and relies on more low-key tactics, such as starting proxy wars elsewhere and even employing cyber warfare. He also has a deep understanding of where the vulnerabilities are in Western society, as well as the flaws within institutions and constitutions. Even though the Russian economy has taken a hit because of Putin's actions, as other countries started imposing economic sanctions, Russia itself is still a very rich country, because it contains a lot of raw materials such as oil and natural gas, as well as other minerals as well. So even though it seems that the entire world is against Putin and has cornered Russia, the nation itself still has potential and the ability to sustain itself. And so, once you combine all these factors, you get the Russia you have today. Putin has even once said of Russia in a recent speech, "The bear isn't asking for anyone's permission. The bear is considered a very strong and traditional animal, and will not surrender."